What's up, everybody? My name's Seth, and we are back again for some more Trove mini patch notes. Sorry that this video is late to you guys. I'm very sick right now. As you can probably hear, I'm very nasally and coughing a lot and stuff like that. It's just, I don't know, man. Whenever I get sick, it lingers for a very long time. I don't get sick often, or at least I constantly say that I don't get sick often. But then when I do, it really, really sucks. So my point being is that today, and maybe possibly tomorrow, maybe over the next couple days, the videos might be at sporadic timings when they end up getting uploaded. Normally, I end up uploading my videos at 7 a.m. Pacific time. But today, you know, I prioritized going to sleep really early last night rather than recording this video, and then prioritized sleeping in today rather than getting this video out to you guys. So I am still going to have the videos out to you guys daily. I'm just giving a quick heads up that, yeah, they might be at sporadic times. So anyways, we ended up having a quick little hotfix come out for the Geode update, and this one's actually a really good one. It ends up fixing a lot of the issues that I personally had with the update, while on top of it ends up fixing that infinite gas glitch that we ended up having, right? So if you didn't know what it was, I talked about it in a stream. I didn't want to talk about it in a video publicly because I didn't want everybody to be using it or anything, although I'm sure everybody already knew about it anyways. What you would end up doing is you'd go into the Geode caves, and then you would equip yourself with Prowling Shadow or Samantha or a life-stealing ally, and then while you were in the caves, you could actually use your laser to steal life from anything that had a health bar. So you could steal from companions, you could steal from the explosive plants, you could steal from everything, and essentially it would end up giving you infinite gas, so you could go to tier 5 for hours on end, which I did tier 5 for like an hour, and then that was pretty much, that's the furthest that I ended up actually going with that, because obviously it was an exploit. But either way, they've patched that has been completely fixed, and then more importantly than that, I didn't even know that they would end up putting this out as quickly as they did. Let me turn off reshade, because I don't know why this area, oh, it's just really bright. It doesn't matter if I'm using reshade. But they finally ended up giving us golden and silver companion eggs that can actually spawn in the caves now, guys. That's absolutely insane. We knew that this was available. Like, this update was already available on the test server. They did end up dialing it back and saying that they would give it to us eventually on the live server, but we were honestly expecting it was going to end up taking quite a while before they ended up actually putting it in. So it's really cool that they ended up throwing it in so quickly. Essentially, the way that works is in tiers 3 and 4 of the caves. For those of you that don't know, because everybody's always asking me about the tiers of the caves and stuff like that, eventually you end up going to a big ugly door like this, and depending on the LED blocks that are flashing, that's symbolizing what tier you're actually going into. So in tiers 3 and 4, you're going to have a chance, a very small chance of actually finding silver eggs in layer dungeons, or layer dungeons. I don't know. The little white sign that you see right here signifies that you're going into a layer, and in order to end up continuing deeper into the caves and going to the later tiers, you have to avoid all of these signs. So when you end up getting into tiers 3 and 4, go into all these layers, every single one of them is going to have a bronze egg at the least, with a very rare chance of having a silver egg. And then tiers 5 is going to have an increased chance of having silver eggs, as well as an extremely rare chance of having gold eggs. Now, the reason why this is so cool, guys, is because it gives free-to-play players the option of being able to actually grind their way through the RNG. Now, of course, we are talking about Trove here, so the RNG is just poop. Like, you know, I can validate just for a simple fact. Like, look at my Diamond Dragon Egg, for example, with Empowered Gem boxes. It's a prime example that this game does not have scaling random number generation. That's what RNG stands for, if you don't know. It's just completely random. So in that, if I end up going into the caves 50 times, let's say, I could just constantly roll a 0% and constantly never get any of those eggs. Whereas another player might run into them like 2 or 3 times already, and I could just constantly be getting 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. My point being is I wish that it was something where it was a little bit more scaling. So maybe after 5 runs, you could end up guaranteeing yourself a silver egg, and maybe after 10 to 21 runs, you can guarantee a gold egg. But it doesn't matter. The fact is that the option is there. So then you'll end up taking the eggs to the incubator right here, and the silver and gold eggs are going to end up taking a lot less time to end up crafting. But the big reason why it's so cool is because bronze eggs can give you any of the common allies, as well as very rarely can give you the uncommon allies, which silver eggs will give you uncommon and up. and then gold eggs will only end up giving you the rares. So this is a very, very good way that free-to-play players can finally actually get all of the companions instead of it just being something that was utterly impossible, you know what I mean? So it's really, really cool that they ended up adding this. Anyways, let's move on to some of the error patch notes here. So they fixed several client crashes and improved block destruction behavior during Bomber Royale to reduce ghost blocks. So I'm sure you guys have noticed there's a lot of ghost blocks when you're in Bomber Royale that you would try to grapple to, and it would just end up going really badly for you, right? Fixed an issue that could allow players who had disconnected to appear alive on the Bomber Royale scoreboard. So that, I didn't even know about that, but that's kind of interesting. Fixed an issue where ally effects could be used inside the Geode caves. That's obviously going to be, you know, with stealing, the life steal and stuff like that. Improvement for climbing claw behavior during latency. So another thing too I noticed is the graphics end up changing with the climbing claws. You end up upgrading it as well, but I think that was already in the game anyways. I just think that it's cool that I noticed it this time. Coin collection and race challenges have had their timers increased by 15 seconds. Okay, 15 seconds is not really that much, but I guess it does add up and does make those challenges a little bit more possible now. Anti-gravity blocks can no longer be placed by other be replaced by other blocks when building. Now, unfortunately, we haven't seen them fix the issue where you'll throw down a gravitron thing, you know, that gives you a gravity elevator inside the geode caves, and your lasers can still actually delete those blocks and throw those gravity items into your inventory. I think they removed the gravity block actually going into your inventory, but you can still actually destroy the anti-gravity chambers, which is kind of disappointing. Also, the generation of the geode caves has actually had a huge bump up. We still have all of the same essential rooms, but the way that they connect to one another is a little bit more random now, and some of the rooms actually have a mirrored version of them as well. So there's just that much more variation in the cave generation when you're actually going into the geode caves, which is it's a nice improvement. Players can no longer push themselves outside the caves with the prospecting platform. Oh, thank goodness that's not there anymore. That was fun while it lasted, though. Cave critters' status effects have been set to high priority to ensure they appear for all video settings. So I guess if you would end up going into your graphical settings and lowering, you know, some of the video effects quality and stuff, maybe their effects wouldn't show up above their head. Which is a little bit weird because then you wouldn't know exactly like what they need. Fixed an issue where sometimes multiple companions could be equipped in the geode caves. That was another thing that was very much related to having an actual like ally equipped. It would actually give you a second companion to have following you around, although it wouldn't actually end up giving you any statuses or any extra you know, stats or anything, I don't think. Fixed an issue where reliquaries would sometimes be unequipped when going in the geode caves. That one's actually really good because I would have that happen constantly. I'm sure lots of people did, where you'll go into the geode caves and you equipped your reliquaries, and then suddenly you're just going deeper and deeper, mining more resources, and then you find that for some reason you're not actually filling up that reliquary. Oh goodness, call me Sir Coughs a lot. Fixed an issue with the barbershop where characters without a hat equipped might not see the hairstyle preview images, so they fixed that one. When dead, the Bomber Royale scoreboard will no longer appear over the claims and clubs windows, which is really nice because otherwise you'd be in Bomber Royale, you'd try to bring up your claims menu and it would just disappear instantly behind the scoreboard. Same with your club menu, would just and it's gone. So then they also ended up fixing an issue where the power-ups in the team Team Deathmatch now show the question mark box again. Not that anyone was playing in Team Deathmatch, because the only way you can do that is in customs now. The token reliquary now has a reveal time in the item's tooltip. Okay, I don't really know what they mean by that. Okay, well, either way. Then they also have opening any reliquary will now grant credit for the opening a reliquary step of the Geodian expertise thread. Man alive, that's a mouthful. So essentially, you guys that were dealing with problems where the quest line in the top right was not progressing when you would end up opening the reliquary. That should be fixed now, and it should actually be where any reliquary is going to progress that quest. So if you are fresh out and don't have any more reliquaries, unfortunately, it means that you are going to have to spend a bunch of your crystal to end up going to this merchant right here and buying one of his reliquaries. But at least then you can end up, progressing in the main quest line of the Geode. The hub icon has returned on the map. The lost saloon bot found at the Rainbow Tree dungeon has returned to the frontier biome. That's a weird one because that's been around for a very, very long time. That Rainbow Tree has been around since the beta, but it was a Rainbow Tree dungeon that would generate in the, the medieval highlands, right? And it would actually have the saloon punch bot. So it was like the one that was from the desert biome for some reason. Anyways, the Revenant's Spirit Spears now properly animate again. The Ice Sage's passive now properly protects it from sliding on ice blocks again. I guess that wasn't a thing there. And then the Vanguardian now responds to button inputs after leveling in ranged mode. So I guess that was a problem with, it says button input, so I'm assuming that's a console issue or somebody that was playing with a controller. And then we got a couple more little updates right here that are related to PS4 only. So they re-enabled music for the Geode Caves and Bomber Royale. I guess they turned it off because there was issues with the PS4 version, because obviously, the PS4 version has like a lot of problems, dude, like seriously. And then the Geode frameworks should now appear properly in the collections and the Geode workbench. So you gotta go up to the, where is it, right here, the Geode workbench. I guess it wouldn't end up actually having the framework, which you can see I don't even have any of these things because they're just so expensive to end up crafting, right? Not to mention you don't get that much mastery from it. But anyways, guys, that's gonna do it for me. So thank you so much for watching, very much appreciate it. Hope that you enjoyed today's video. Sorry it was late again. I still gotta rest up. I still gotta get myself better so that I can start putting these videos out to you guys, because otherwise there's a lot of exciting things that are coming right around the corner. And I guess the last but not least is that this pack ended up getting added to the store. I know I still gotta do a review of all of the Geode packs, but essentially, let me just tell you this outright, guys. I am gonna do a video separately that's gonna talk about this pack, but even right here, right now, I can tell you, do not buy this. This is a $20 ripoff. Like this pack right here, the Geode Companion Pack 2, is probably one of the absolute worst packs in terms of value that they've ever added to Trove. Like I'm serious, guys, because you end up getting, just some uncommon ally. That's it, and then you also end up getting 10 Accelerate, which is trash. You can craft that like crazy, especially because you could just end up getting credit pouches, selling them for flux, and then you could just end up buying the resources in order to end up crafting the Accelerate. Same with the Lodestars, same with the Crystal Pinatas, like 25 Crystal Pinatas. You get more Crystal Pinatas if you end up buying credit pouches for the same value, 12 credit pouches, sell those, and then you can buy like, I don't know, 50 Crystal Pinatas or something. And then on top of that, 5 Bronze Companion Eggs, which is utter trash because you can end up getting like, like I said, I went in tier 5 and I did a run to try and find a silver and gold egg, and I found 12 bronze companion eggs, and I would have been able to find a lot more if I was just sticking to tier 2 instead of traveling all the way to tier 5 and then just going for the eggs. So I just want to make a big point here, guys, just to say that this pack is absolute trash. Like I can't even believe that they put something like this in the store, let alone charge us 20 bucks for it. Like this pack is valued at least $5, maybe 10, but even then I would say that this is actually more like a $5 pack, like especially because the amount of resources that you're actually getting is just not worth it. Now I know that they think it's valuable because the crystal pins in general are like super duper overpriced in the cash shop as well, but again, avoid the pinatas because they're a ripoff as well. You can just end up selling credit pouches to end up buying crystal pinatas from the player market rather than actually bothering with any of the ones in the store. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Very much appreciate it. Now we're actually at the end. I would appreciate if you would like the video, hit subscribe, hit that notification bell so you get notified anytime I make some videos, especially with them being at sporadic times now. And then if you want to support me, you can always sponsor my YouTube channel for, a certain amount of money a month, as well as there is going to be a link in the description to my merch store, as well as Gawkbox and Solidarity app, which are both kind of phone app things where you can end up signing up for it and it'll tell you play this phone game and you'll earn $1 that you can contribute to your favorite content creator, and it's just essentially like free donated money. It's so cool. Either way, thanks for watching, everybody. Sayonara and stay epic.